England's new coach is someone you never expected to see, and Leroy Sané might make a sensational return to the Premier League. Additionally, we've got details on an important decision Manchester United has made regarding Erik ten Hag. But that's not all. Mbappé has been caught up in such a shocking scandal that the public is calling for him to be stripped of his captain's armband. Intrigued? Then let's get started. Erling Haaland's time at Manchester City might be running out. Reports from Spain's National suggest the Norwegian goal machine has already made up his mind. He's set to leave the Etihad next summer. His preferred landing spots? Only the giants of La Liga, Real Madrid or Barcelona. And with PSG already ruled out, it's all about where he'll thrive among Europe's elite. Haaland has lit up the Premier League, smashing records with ease. But whispers of his ambitions beyond England have lingered since his arrival. The idea of playing alongside Kylian Mbappé at Madrid must sound irresistible to Florentino Perez, while Barcelona are eager to make their pitch, despite the financial acrobatics it would take to bring him in. The timing of this potential blockbuster move is complicated though. With Robert Lewandowski likely staying in Barcelona next season, the Catalans may struggle to fit both superstar strikers into their plans. Still, Barca believe they have the charm to lure Haaland, even if the deal takes a bit longer to come together. Haaland's future is tied to more than just ambition. It's about control. The striker may consider a contract extension at City, but only with a release clause baked in, giving him flexibility for a future switch. Can City fans handle the anxiety of their star flirting with a move? The sale of Julian Alvarez without a proper replacement has already raised eyebrows. What would happen to Guardiola's attack if Haaland does leave? Madrid or Barca? England or Spain? For now, Haaland is banging in goals, but this saga could define the next transfer window. Will City convince him to stay, or are we looking at another summer transfer stunner? Arsenal are gearing up for a transfer scrap with Newcastle United over Bayern Munich's winger Leroy Sané. With his contract winding down and uncertainty swirling around his future, Sané's name is being tossed around as a hot target for Premier League clubs. Arsenal, Newcastle and even Chelsea are eyeing up the former Manchester City man, with Mikel Arteta particularly keen on adding him to the Gunners' attack. Sané is no stranger to English football, with 121 goals in 455 appearances, and his explosive pace, silky dribbling and lethal finishing make him a dream fit for Arsenal's push for Premier League and Champions League glory. Imagine Sané and Bukayo Saka running riot on either wing. Defenders wouldn't know what hit them. Arteta reportedly sees Sané as a lethal weapon who could rotate with Saka, adding depth and unpredictability to the squad. But it won't be easy. Newcastle, loaded with financial firepower, also sees Sané as a key piece in their project. They're aiming high, and bringing in someone of Sané's quality would be a massive statement. Eddie Howe's side are building something serious at St James's Park, and they won't back down easily. Meanwhile, Chelsea are keeping tabs on the situation too, though they're packed with wide options. Can Arsenal lure Sané back to the Premier League, or will Newcastle's deep pockets win out? Either way, this transfer battle is shaping up to be a real nail-biter. How badly do the Gunners want him, and can they convince him that North London's the place to be? The search for England's next boss is heating up, and the name in the mix? Thomas Tuchel. Reports suggest the former Chelsea and Bayern Munich gaffer is in negotiations with the FA after the Three Lions' shocking 2-1 defeat to Greece in the Nations League under interim coach Lee Carsley. The England job is up for grabs, and Tuchel, with his stellar CV, could be the man for the challenge. According to Bild reporter Christian Falk, the discussions are ongoing, but nothing's set in stone just yet. The FA has been taking its time on this decision, weighing up options that include Graham Potter and even Pep Guardiola if he ever becomes available. But let's be honest, Tuchel's pedigree makes him a strong contender. Champions League winner with Chelsea, league titles with PSG, and plenty of tactical nous. He's got the chops to bring some serious fire to the England dugout. But hold on a minute. It's not just England sniffing around. Tuchel's also been linked to the Manchester United job as Erik ten Hag struggles to steady the ship at Old Trafford. Could the lure of club football keep him out of the international scene? Tuchel's never been shy about waiting for the right opportunity. Lee Carsley, who stepped up after Gareth Southgate's departure, hasn't exactly covered himself in glory, admitting the Greece result wouldn't impact his chances. But after that performance, surely the FA will want to lock down a big name like Tuchel. Is Tuchel ready for the pressure cooker that is managing England, or will he opt for club life? One thing's clear. England can't afford to drag their feet on this. Who's your pick to lead the Three Lions? Tuesday was the day that had everyone at Old Trafford buzzing. An executive committee meeting lasting over 5 hours in London has left fans speculating about Erik ten Hag's future. And let's be honest, the tension is palpable. Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who's supposed to be in Ten Hag's corner, sidestepped a direct endorsement for the Dutchman, saying, "I like Erik. I think he's a very good coach, but it's the management team that have to decide how best we run the team." The club are in a disappointing 14th place after the worst start in Premier League history, just 8 points from 7 games, and Ten Hag is definitely feeling the heat. The board's silence after the meeting was deafening. They're calling it routine, but fans are left wondering, is this business as usual, or are they just biding their time before making a big call? The upcoming fixtures against Leicester, Chelsea and PAOK offer a golden opportunity for Ten Hag to prove he still has what it takes to lead this team. If he can rally his troops and secure some wins, perhaps he'll silence the critics, at least for now. But if the results don't come, can he survive another international break? Ratcliffe seemed to be advocating for patience, likely to avoid repeating the club's history of knee-jerk managerial changes. So here's the big question. Can Ten Hag turn this ship around before the board runs out of patience? Fans will be hoping for a quick turnaround, or it could get very ugly, very fast. Kylian Mbappe's recent off-field antics have provoked a strong reaction. After missing the Nations League match against Israel citing fatigue, the Real Madrid star was later spotted in a nightclub. Unsurprisingly, the backlash has been swift, with football pundits and fans calling for Didier Deschamps to strip him of the captain's armband. Former French international Jérôme Rotten didn't hold back. "Nothing surprises me anymore. Mbappe feels untouchable. He says he's tired, skips the match, then goes out clubbing. We've put him too high above the Eiffel Tower. Deschamps needs to take responsibility and take away the captaincy." Mbappe's absence is more than just poor optics. It feels like a power play. Rumours suggest the 25-year-old wants to cherry-pick which matches he plays, saving himself for the bigger occasions to boost his long-term Ballon d'Or chances. A strategic move, maybe, but it raises a crucial question. Can a captain be a part-time leader? Let's be real. Captaincy is about more than just performances on the pitch, it's about setting standards. If Kylian dreams of being remembered alongside Messi and Ronaldo, he's going about it the wrong way. Neither of those legends ever gave the impression they were bigger than the badge. Right now, Mbappe's behavior feels more in line with Neymar's flash and fun vibe. And that's not a compliment. Sure, modern players are chasing both money and fame, fair enough. But respect, that's earned differently. Mbappe is young, talented and undeniably influential. The question is, will he course correct and chase legacy, or will stardom drag him off track? Stripping him of the armband might feel extreme. But could it be the wake-up call he needs? Or will Deschamps, like many before him, let star power outweigh principles? Barcelona's financial rollercoaster just took another wild turn. The Blaugrana are still drowning in a sea of red ink, with over 100 million euros owed to various clubs for past transfers. Talk about a hangover from their spending sprees. The standout creditor, Sevilla, who are still waiting on a cool 24.5 million for Jules Koundé's move back in 2022. But they're not alone. Real Betis is also tapping their foot, waiting for cash from the Junior Firpo and Emerson Royal deals. "We're working on restructuring our finances," a club insider whispered. But let's be real. Can Barca still play with the big boys in the transfer market with this kind of baggage? Here's the million-euro question. Will this debt mountain crush Barca's dreams of landing the next superstar, or will they pull another financial rabbit out of the hat? And let's not forget the Camp Nou saga. The grand reopening? Pushed back to March 2024. Looks like the team will be playing nomads for a while longer. Oh, and those deferred payments to Messi, Busquets and Alba, they'll be off the books by 2025. But will clearing that debt be enough to right the ship? Are we witnessing the end of Barca's blank check era? Or will the Catalan giants find a way to keep the gravy train rolling? One thing's for sure, the beautiful game ain't cheap, and Barca's learning that lesson the hard way. Vinicius Jr. might be Saudi Arabia bound if Al Hilal has their way. The Saudi Pro League champs are eyeing the Real Madrid winger as a possible replacement for Neymar, whose future with the club looks shaky. After all, Neymar's been struggling with injuries and his contract expires next summer. Marca reports Al Hilal is gearing up for another big offer for Vini. But prying him away from Madrid, not so simple. Vinicius has a €1 billion release clause, and Los Blancos are confident the Brazilian wants to stay in Spain. With a Ballon d'Or potentially in his future, the 24-year-old is clearly in his prime. Madrid are in no rush to let him go, and frankly, why would they be? They've seen off these Saudi suitors before, and they aren't sweating it this time either. Still, Al Hilal isn't giving up. With Neymar's injury concerns mounting, the Saudi giants need a new talisman, and who better than the player poised to take over from Neymar as Brazil's brightest star? Vinny's a goal machine and already a Champions League winner, so he's got the pedigree. If anyone could smash Neymar's €222 million transfer record, it's him. But will Vinicius be tempted by the Saudi millions, or is he locked in at Madrid, chasing more European glory? The players' camp is silent for now, and Madrid fans can rest easy, at least for this season. Al Hilal will keep trying. But for now, Vinicius Jr. isn't showing any signs of swapping the Bernabeu for the desert heat. Would a player of Vinicius' caliber really ditch Madrid for the Saudi Pro League? Or is this just another dream deal that's too far from reality? Only time will tell.